Hi, my name is Garance French, and I am, well, French. And as a French person, I watch French TV shows, one of them being HP. This is one of my favorite shows, and when I heard that it was getting an American remake, I was surprised and kinda skeptical. But I watched it, and here is my opinion on the remake of HP, High Potential. High Potential is an American TV show that was released in 2024 in the US. The first season has 13 episodes, running for about 45 minutes each, and the second season is on the way. HPI is a French and Belgian show whose first season was released in 2021. So far, 4 seasons have been released and the 5th and last one is planned to be released in 2025. Each season has 8 episodes, running for around an hour each. Both shows focus on a cleaning lady named Morgan who is high potential, with an IQ of 160. In the first episode, while she cleans at a police station, she messes with some evidence and gets arrested for it, until the detectives realize that she can help them with the case. She then becomes a consultant. The first episodes of both shows are the same, and some of the French plot is reused in a couple of episodes of the American show. The characters are the same, the names are mostly the same, which I will talk about can seem strange for those who are French and have seen the original show. The dynamics between the characters are very similar, even though we of course find some differences here and there. Some of the differences mostly include the location. In the new version, the show takes place in Los Angeles, while in the original, it takes place in Lille, in the north of France. The American show has a more diverse cast, which is understandable given the location, Los Angeles being a bigger and more diverse city than Lille, which is predominantly white. Some names and last names have been changed as well. Now, the question is, what do I think about this remake? I have to say, I am a big fan of the original show. This is one of the only shows to which I would give a 10 out of 10. I think it is very original and daring, very funny and clever as well. And even before watching the remake, I just knew that it was not going to be as good as the original. But is it bad? No, absolutely not. High Potential is not a bad show. It is just not as good as HP. But then again, there are very few shows in my opinion that are. I think High Potential holds up as a crime show on its own, and it's interesting and funny, but it's very American. It looks like a lot of cop shows that your mom watches on TV at night after a long day of work, you know? And that's no shade, those shows are good, but they are very American. I don't know how to say it and I don't want to be mean, but it's just not that special. It's just a show among many others that look like it. This type of shows are not bad, just not special. But in France, a show like HPI is pretty special and different from what we're used to. But I think that's just a cultural thing because we don't consume exactly the same media. Plot-wise, I have nothing bad to say. The cases are interesting and the overall arc, at least for the first season, is interesting and similar to the French show. But I wouldn't be French if I wasn't complaining, so I'll start with Morgan. In High Potential, Morgan just isn't trash enough. In a French show, Morgane is extremely white trash. She dresses white trash, she talks white trash, she doesn't care about other people's opinion white trash. Here, she's just a little bit blunt. Even her style is not trash enough. The French Morgane wears outrageously inappropriate clothes. We're talking flashy colors, very short dresses, heels, and visible bras on crime scenes. The American Morgan just wore a leopard print jacket in the pilot and was colorful and funny clothes every now and then. But it's just not trash enough. She's poor like her French counterpart, but not as trash. And the acting just does not hit the same. Audrey Fleurot is very funny and owns every scene, even the sadder ones. Kathleen Olsen does a great job, but again, is just not eccentric enough. Something else that came to me was the hair. Audrey Fleurot, the French actress, has fiery red hair. And while Kathleen Olsen's hair are very pretty, the fact that she's blonde or whatever you call that color makes the character blend in even more, while the French Morgan stands out. She could be wearing the most appropriate clothing, she would still stand out because of the way she speaks and her red hair. The American Morgan just doesn't stand out enough for me. She blends in, just like this show blends in with every American cop show. Meanwhile, the French show stands out amongst the other French shows because of its content, but also because of its colors. I mean, just look at the two posters. HP immediately stands out and has more personality. I think something that helps the French show stand out is the fact that it is taking place in Lille, in the north of France. Usually French shows take place in Paris or in the south of France. Lille is very cold and not very attractive, kinda boring even. This is why Morgan stands out amongst the people there. Los Angeles is a home to many shows, many of them being cop shows. LA is known to be very diverse and eccentric, and if someone walks around in leopard print, feathers or fur, no one will bat an eye. But in France, and especially in smaller cities, this is not the case. Trust me, I have had my fair share of weird looks. Also, the characters are too cool. Everyone is cool. Whereas in HPI, Daphne and Gilles, the equivalent of Oz, can be pretty awkward. We also don't see them as much on the crime scenes, especially Daphne, which handles more the technical, logistical aspect of things. Again, this is very American. Everyone is hot, everyone is cool, when the French medias have more people that would not be considered as attractive or as well put together. They look more like real people, you know? Another complaint I have is the names. I get keeping the name Morgan, she's the main character and has also an American name. Same for Daphne, for example. But using Karadec made me chuckle because Karadec is a very Breton name. In the French show, Detective Adam Karadec comes from French Britain and has the name to prove it. So I just don't think that's a name you would find in Los Angeles. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still something that bothered me. Like, I never wanted to hear the name Karadec pronounced with an American accent. But I have to say, I'm nitpicking. This is still a great show and I was obviously biased coming into this because I love the original show so much. This was a great watch and a good show on its own. I cannot wait for another season and I will happily report on it when it comes out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for another video about cinema, TV shows and music. Bye!